Matt from Mountain View asks, what is Google's current thinking about getting links from article marketing, widgets, footers, themes, etc.? Yeah, I'm really glad to talk about our current thinking, which is about the same as our past thinking, but let's be a little more explicit about it. Whenever you get a link from just a WordPress footer or a random footer, or when someone installs a widget or they install some theme on their content management system, it's often the case that they're not editorially choosing to link with that anchor text. And so you sometimes see a lot of links all with the exact same anchor text because that's what the widget happened to have embedded in it or something like that. And even if it's not the exact same anchor text, it's like it's relatively inorganic in the sense that the person who made the widget is deciding what the anchor text should be rather than the person who's actually doing the link by including the widget. And it's the same sort of thing with article marketing. If you write a relatively low quality article, just a few hundred words, and then at the bottom is 2 or 3 links of specifically high keyword density anchor text, then the sort of guy who just wants some content and doesn't really care about the quality might grab that article from an article bank or something, and he's not really editorially choosing to give that anchor text. So as opposed to something that's really compelling, when you really like something, when you're linking to it organically, that's the sort of the links that we really want to count more. So it's always been the case that these sorts of links that are, almost like boilerplate, it's like not really a person's real choice to really endorse with that particular link or that particular anchor text. Those are links that typically we would not want to count as much. And so either our algorithms or we do have manual ways of saying, okay, at a very granular level, this is the sort of link that we don't want to trust. So there are some people who say, okay, I just want links. I'm just going to take shortcuts. I'm lazy. I want to do the bare minimum I can to get the links that I want to get. And they'll fall back on some ways where, I've mentioned the example before, but if you're a K through 12 school teacher in Pennsylvania and you're trying to get a web counter, you don't realize that it has mesothelioma hidden in the text of the web counter, that's not a link that we necessarily want to trust at all, let alone give that much weight to. So the sorts of links where people are really choosing to editorially link to you, and not just because they're paid, but because they think your site is good, those are the links that we're more likely to want to count more.